You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Blasting out of the bunker. It is, folks, 0 dark 30. And this is, folks, us taking a look at what the hell is going on out there. Literally, folks, 0 dark 30. Blasting out of the bunker. What do we want to talk about? Well, hey, chew on this, right? The best slave, folks, is the slave who thinks they're free. What better way to convince us we're free than to convince us we have a system, a governmental system, that truly considers everything so deeply that the solutions they come up with make sense, and that we should all just agree with them. It's happening right now, right? The Nintendo results. Oh, come now, America. I mean, what the hey? Why don't you just trust us? We're with the government, right? We wouldn't lie to you 10 times in a row, you dumb shits. Right. The best slaves, folks, are those who accept the story they're told as true, verifiable, guaranteed. Well, chew on this, right? They're coming after you. The goal, folks, is to enslave us fully and to convince us to go along with it, to agree to their terms, to not question their authority. What part of any of those statements sounds either American or intelligent? In my opinion, none of them. None of it. There is absolutely no reason to trust a damn thing these people are saying. None at all. None at all. Well, let me give you a glittering example of what is happening right now in government. I want you to chew on this and chew on it well. There's a lawsuit that has been accepted, right? Writ of certiorari. The Supreme Court of the United States is not going to consider all of the important things we want them to consider, but they will take a case. It is Jack Daniels. That's right. The revered, esteemed American swill, which I am no longer going to partake in ever again. No more Jack. Jack Daniels versus VIP Industries or some such company, but it's called VIP. What do they make? They make chew toys. That's right, folks, for doggies. Doggy chew toys. Now, Jack Daniels is suing them because the likeness of their rubber chew toy is just too close to the Jack Daniels model, and it is a copyright infringement. Folks, the Jack Daniels oldie time looking label with the silly writing and this and that and the other that, you know, helps identify. That's how all freaking labels used to look in the 1800s. They all used to use a silly script, put a bunch of notations all over the place. That was their marketing back then. They would just write silly shit all over the place, right? And that's how they would sell their shit, their swill, their garbage. Not just whiskey, but everything. I mean, I've got a brand of soap called Myers that I see from time to time, and they use the same shitty type of thing. The label is so full of crap and confusing, you can't read a fucking thing. But Jack Daniels is claiming they own that look, right? And so they're suing a dog chew toy company. Now, that's no big deal. You know, one, fuck Jack Daniels. Who cares about them, right? Two, what is the true purpose of this? What is the true purpose behind this lawsuit? It's so the Supreme Court, the government, can look at you soberly in the face and tell you what is and is not acceptable. What is and is not acceptable free speech. That's what this is about, free speech. That's exactly what this is about. Do they own you or not? Well, they want you to believe that yes, they do. They want you to believe that they own you, that they can tell you what to do, they can tell you what to think, that they own everything. Think about it. The chew toy says, hey, it's satire, man. We're kind of making fun of a style, but it's for a dog chew toy. It's the most basic, simple humor is not acceptable, is going to be regulated. That's right, folks. And we're going to go, boy, those are some smart mofos in the Supreme Court. It has nothing really to do with chew toys, copyright infringement. It has everything to do with the government once again saying, no, we'll review everything. We'll take good care of you. Oh, you believe that, do you? But just trust them on it. It's not a big deal, John. Just trust them on it. Right? Just trust the government. They know what's best. Okay, yeah. Remember that thing called the COVID lockdown 2020? Remember that? Just trust them. Just 2 weeks to flatten the curve. We were given every bullshit lie, every trademark infringement the government could come up with to bring marketing over to government policy. That's what we got out of them, folks. Every little bullshit piece they could, they borrowed. They used slick advertising. You know, within a fucking day of the lockdown, advertising companies had fully produced video commercials showing people locked up in their fucking homes, you know, behind glass. We can get through this together. Fucking violins playing their sweet little songs so everyone could feel the compassion in their hearts and like they were helping grandma. Meanwhile, the government was sending sick people into grandma and grandpa's rooms all over the country, but especially in New York, California, Illinois, you know, exposing those who truly do have weakened immune systems to their garbage. They sold us on that. Think about it. Chew on that. Where's the Supreme Court when our rights are being stomped because of a bullshit emergency? Well, you know, says Fauci, we made some mistakes, and when we didn't know what was going on, it was, you know, it claims ignorance and a lack of knowledge as the excuse for taking full control of the country. Yeah, well, we didn't know shit, so we just took all your rights just to be careful. That's about as fucking smart as, well, Hurricane Katrina's in New Orleans, and so we're going to come take all the guns. There's not going to be any guns. Where's the fucking thinking? Well, it's an emergency. Now, Jack Daniels versus VIP, it's not an emergency. No, the world is not threatened, right? Mediocre whiskey is not being threatened by dog chew toy companies. There's no emergency here. So why does the government need to act? The Supreme Court would not act on behalf of the people, complying with their oaths of service. They just didn't want to take it up, I guess. I guess locking down the world wasn't a big enough deal for the Supreme Court to consider. But hey, you know, what the hell? Well, oh, that's right. Neither was the 2020 election. Wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot fucking pole, would they? But dog chew toys and your rights, folks. That's right. What this is about is regulating satire, parody, humor. Fucking chew toys are a joke. The whole thing is a satirical joke. To make a chew toy for dogs. It's humorous for people to see the little whiskey bottle bone chew toy for the dog, right? But the government will take that on. Well, it's to protect you, folks. We can't have anyone accidentally mistaking a chew toy, right, for whiskey. That's your government, folks. That's our government. What they want to do is take away your right to parody. Folks, it's not about whiskey and chew toys. It's about the Onion. That's right, that veritable bullshit parody news source. It's about the Babylon Bee. It's about the Prepared Mind Network. It's about communicating with satire, with humor. Right? We can't have anyone pretending to be news and call it satire. No, that's an infringement. The fake news headlines type stuff, right? Like this.
With COVID,
We can't have anything like that because, well, that parodies the news. People, and folks, here's the quote. It might get confused. People might get confused. Really? You mean like confusing tyranny for actual government authority? People might get confused and listen to someone who says, we really want you to get your Jim Jones juice, or else our patience is wearing thin. Well, actually, there was never really an order there, a demand. You'll lose your job. We'll take your credit, right? You'll lose your contracts. Well, that wasn't real. That was just them talking. That wasn't a real threat. Remember that? That's right, folks. Then they tell us that there was no real mandate. It was a mandate without a mandate because, well, that sounds like a fucking parody to me, but it has real consequences, folks. Chew toy doesn't have real consequences. Your freedom and rights do. We have a whole lot more to talk about, folks. A whole lot more. Chance favors the prepared mind. Is yours. Semper Fi, Godspeed. Chew on that.